PBA League action rolls on at Thunderbolt Lanes in Allen Park, Michigan. The New York City WTT Kingpins up 1-0, and a 1-point doubles game. Alternate shot, Randy.
We used to call that Scotch doubles. If Loschetter doesn't strike here, his partner Fagan has to get up and shoot a spare.
Come on, run it down, bud.
So Fagan will need to pick up the spare. Here is your doubles format, alternate shot. Player throws a strike. The next player will also bowl the second. If the player does not strike, the second player will pick up the spare, just like right now. Fagan fills the frame for Motown.
All right, come on, pick me up.
Now John Zerbinski steps up, teaming up with Pete Weber. Zerbinski is a four-time member of Team USA and currently a member of Team USA.
I thought John Zerbinski did a nice job last year in this league competition. I thought it was a nice compliment to the Kingpins. It's no wonder Weber kept him on the roster.
Come on, get it.
He threw a lot of clutch strikes for that team throughout that competition. And I know Pete Weber's pretty high on this kid. He's an up-and-comer.
Weber in the alternate shot doubles format on the spare.
Now, you didn't bring Weber to the dance to shoot spares. So Zerbinski needs to throw a strike here.
Works with Jack Jurek at Transit Lanes. Works in the pro shop. Big, strong kid with a big paw.
That's better.
Oh, 10 pin.
All right, Pete.
Take chances sitting there.
Pretty good shot there for a soft 10 on the left lane. And if you're going to leave a weak 10, it's going to be on that lane because the left lane is played tighter than the right lane throughout the competition.
Just behind is Mark Roth, considered one of the great spare shooters of all time. And I think Pete Weber's spare game has been underrated over time. Pete Weber, I think, follows in those footsteps. Pete Weber is one of the greatest spare shooters of all time.
Oh, without question. As we see the great Mark Roth, PBA Hall of Famer. I was told that Mark Roth shot a 240 game the other day using 2 steps and a plastic ball.
Great to see Mark and Denise here. Mark, of course, has his name on the MVP trophy, which will be awarded following our Elias Cup finals. And a strike for Chris Loschetter.
I'll tell you what was nice was finally seeing Chris Loschetter win his first title last season.
That win in the Lucas Oil PBA Wolf Open was a long time coming for Loschetter. It took 9 years and 154 tournaments for Loschetter to finally get to the winner's circle, and he did it against one of the tour's top pros, Bill O'Neill. After opening with a double, Loschetter faltered slightly, but then roared back to life, stringing together a 7-bagger to defeat O'Neill 264-231.
He's one of the most likable guys out on the PBA tour. Just a great guy. And it was fun watching him win.
And he has fed his partner Fagan here in doubles with a strike. Fagan can double up. Third frame. Double it is.
Remember, the winner of this match today advances. The loser is out of the competition. Mike Fagan rolls it beautifully right there, keeping it nice and tight on that left lane, and that's 10 in the pit.
Now Zerbinski looking to get on the board with a strike, give his partner a chance to double. Third frame.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, Mike J., the longer Zerbinski goes without striking, the more pressure is going to be on him. And, you know, for a newcomer to this and to the TV shows and bowling with a guy like Pete Weber, that's the last thing you want to have happen. So right now, big sigh of relief for John Zerbinski. Now it's up to PDW to double up and get back in this match.
Weber first crack at a full rack here in the 1-point match. New York City is up 1-0 in this match. Fourth frame. Mixing, strike, double for Weber and for New York City.
Well, the great Billy Whaley once said, hit him thin and watch him spin, and that's exactly what Pete Weber did right here. He doesn't have the highest rev rate on tour. In fact, he's not a real high rev guy at all, but he's got the greatest and probably the most axis rotation of any player on tour.
Motown's got a double working, fourth frame, trying to extend their lead. Loschetter delivers a quality shot.
And when you talk about axis rotation, you can see the shot Loschetter just threw. There's much more roll to that shot. Pete Weber's bowling ball is rolling more sideways. Watch this now. The hand more behind the bowling ball at release. You can see this is much more end over end in terms of rotation. The smooth ball reaction in the back part of the lane is a direct result of that. Pete Weber much more off the side of the ball, creating more side rotation.
So Turkey working now, fifth frame for the Motown Muscle.
You know, Fagan doing a little bit of the same thing where these two players are trying to keep their hands underneath the bowling ball, roll it more to keep the ball more on line. Zerbinski's another guy that really rolls it, heavy, heavy roll. Weber not in that category.
Zerbinski, fifth frame. Spare double for New York City, up a point in this quarterfinal match, fifth frame. Oh, eight
my.
Pretty good.
Oh,
Come on, Pete.
wow, this is just unlucky. Watch the pin action. Ball gets to the head pin, drives the 5 straight back. Solid 8.
Man, I'd take another shot like that.
Come on.
Well, Zerbinski's trying to get back on the strike train here after that awful break in the fifth frame. Needs a strike here in the sixth to get his team back to its striking ways.
And
That's right.
Well, he deserves that.
absolutely, the 10 is obliterated and a strike for New York City.
This is a messenger. Head pin going to the sidewall, and it just absolutely destroys the 10 pin.
Zerbinski strikes, but the hometown Motown Muscle trying to flex their muscle, get back, and even this at a point apiece. Doubles will complete, trios to come at the PBA League. The PBA League is in session. Doubles action continues here at Thunderbolt Lanes in Allen Park, Michigan. And let's Bioblast. The owner of the Motown Muscle is Jerome Bettis, former NFL great, 13-year career, 6-time Pro Bowl selection. Winner of the Super Bowl with the Pittsburgh Steelers, ranked 6th all-time in NFL rushing yards, over 13,000. Kimberly has a Columbia 300 fun fact. Kimberly.
Thanks, Mike. In June of 2006, Jerome Bettis, the PBA League owner of the Motown Muscle, actually became the first person inducted into the celebrity wing of the International Bowling Museum and Hall of Fame.
Jerome Bettis, lover of the sport of bowling, owner of this Motown Muscle Club. As we continue, New York City leads 1-0, and Motown is attempting to even things up. Trios yet to come, followed by a 3-point Baker team match.
Jerome Bettis has several 300 games to his credit. And if you've ever watched him bowl, you know, his nickname was the Bus for a number of reasons. His bowling ball hit like one as well.
Loschetter, strike!
Whoa, almost another solid 8 on that right lane. He just told Mike Fagan and manager Del Ballard 2-1. What does that mean? That means he moved 2 boards left with his feet and 1 board left with his target before he threw this shot coming out of commercial break.
Take a look at that Motown bench and the New York City bench. Kretzer, Scroggins, and Doherty warming up. And Norton, Peters, and Williams for their trios match next.
Mike Fagan made the same 2-1 adjustment on the left lane. I wonder if Pete Weber and John Zerbinski were eavesdropping and heard that both players had made this move. You know, that's part of the deal on bowling on television, is anticipating and making the adjustments before your bowling ball goes high. If you wait until the ball goes high, guess what? You're going to lose. Pete Weber made a ball change here. Let's see if it works out for him.
Kingpins still have 2:58 left. 7th frame.
You know, the other thing that side rotation does, Mike J., is it really increases pin carry. It keeps the pins low, and it creates a tremendous amount of pin carry. And that's why Pete is able to keep up with the high rev guys. His pin carry is generally really good, and a lot of that is attributed to the fact that he gets his hand off the side of the ball and he has so much side rotation.
Zerbinski now up for New York City. They trail by 32. They have a double working. 8th frame. 1 point to the winner. New York leads 1-0. Oh, rings a 10.
Gosh.
So a solid 8 and a ring 10 is the difference thus far in this game.
Yeah, Zerbinski's got no luck, no good mojo going for him. And all Pete Weber can do now is step up and shoot another tap. You see the 6 go around the 10 pin. And just, you know, no luck. And he's making good shots. His ball's not entering the pocket properly, and that's why you leave a ring 10. That's why you leave a solid 8. The solid 8, bad luck. He left a 10 pin in the second. Zerbinski left a 4 pin in the first. So a lot of times when you have bad carry, it's just, you know, you're not matched up right with the right equipment, and your bowling ball is not reading and going through the pins the right way.
6-bagger working for Motown. Loschetter mixes, kicks the 7 out.
See, and there's the difference. You know, as Lochetter's ball enters the pins, it's going in a little softer. He gets the good pin carry. And, you know, this is what makes this game so great. You know, you look at the 2 reactions, and I got to be honest with you, I like John Zerbinski's reaction better than I like Chris Lochetter's in terms of how it's entering the pins, and it's not right in terms of pin carry.
Doing the deal.
I'd much rather see that little stronger reaction going through the pins, and maybe that's why I get 9 a lot too.
Fagan in the foundation frame. That's about going to even things up.
Motown Muscle here in Detroit, just muscling up on Pete Weber and the Kingpins, bringing Kretzer in as a sub. To quite possibly bowl the 10th frame for this team.
Open substitution policy here in any of the matches. And once the player goes in, he stays in.
So we could have 2? Yeah, we could, since we're both out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which lane do you want to throw on?
Oh, one sub. My bad.
And a substitution for New York City as Jake Peters will come in and get a crack here
So you got to throw
in the ninth frame with an eye toward the trios game coming up next.
My lane's tighter. Get in there a little bit more.
Two 8 double wood.
Well, we told you earlier about Chris Loschetter taking more than 9 years to win a PBA title. On the other side of that coin would be Jake Peters. He won his first PBA title in his first ever television appearance, posting a 245-212 victory against Josh Blanchard in the Lucas Oil Badger Open last summer in Milwaukee.
Talk a little strategy with Weber.
Weber's telling him the adjustment to make on that left lane based off of the 280 left on the right lane.
John, I know you're older than me. Quiet.
So the match is over. They bring in the subs to try to get a feel for the TV lanes and the oil pattern. Players did get practice prior to the start of the event, but the lanes have changed a lot.
We're even at 1-1 New York City, and Detroit 8-bagger for Motown has evened up this match. PBA League is in session. We will return with trios next. This PBA League quarterfinal is tied at 1-1. The victory going to Motown Muscle in doubles. Final score 268-214. Extra Frame, the PBA's online video subscription service, is now available as an app for your mobile device. Check out Extra Frame on your iPad, iPhone, or Android. This week, Extra Frame features live streaming of every round from the USBC Masters. Don't miss any of the action. Head over to PBA.com and click on the Extra Frame link for more information. Let's throw it down laneside now to Kimberly Presley.
Mike, you and Chris seem to play really well together in the doubles match. You got 8 strikes in a row. How does it feel to be bowling that well?
Well, when we got things rolling, obviously Chris was coming in cold, so he left me an easy spare in the first frame, and then it was just really simple after that with the Scotch format. I stay on my lane, he stays on his, and we get a lot of strikes going.
It worked very well for you guys. Now, Chris, the lanes have changed quite a bit since the start of the show. What advice did you give to your trios team?
Well, we told them to look out for the moves. They break down quite a bit. I made a couple moves in a doubles match. Mike helped me with it. Made a little 2-1 on the right lane. So just stay ahead of it. I think if they keep moving left, they won't go high. They'll be okay. So.
Good advice. Good luck to you guys.
Randy, we're even at 1-1. The difference in that last match, really the 8-bagger by Motown and the poor carry by John Zerbinski.
Yeah, well, that was great advice that Chris Loschetter just gave to Kimberly Pressler. They stayed ahead of the moves. They made the 2-1 adjustment coming out of commercial break, and that's what enabled them to string that 8-bagger. Another beautiful strike right there, almost a solid 8. And yes, the bad carry by Zerbinski did factor in, but these two were able to string strikes and stay on the same lane, shot after shot after shot. That was a huge difference.
And now we've got trios coming up. We're tied at 1-1, and a couple of new players coming in for Motown, a couple of different styles. For the Muscle, it's Tom Doherty. And then on the other side of the coin, it's Stuart Williams for the Kingpins.
Yeah, very contrasting differences between the two. Tom Doherty doesn't use his thumb. A very unique style. He's using his thumb right now because he's shooting a spare, but he doesn't use his thumb. Very unique start to his approach, and then a tremendous amount of power and revolutions at the bottom of the swing. Stu Williams, on the other hand, a lot more conventional. He's a very heavy roller, keeps his hand underneath it, an abbreviated follow through, but he really rolls it heavy. He's very good at creating room on the lane, creating angles, because he's great at controlling his ball speed, but two very contrasting styles.
So trios coming up next. We're tied at 1-1. The winner will go up 2-1 when we return to the PBA League.